All right. Once again, we thank you for the co-creation of the interaction and the allowance of the transmission in this way. This transmission we have entitled, Are You Having a Near-Life Experience? Now, many of you are already aware, of course, that there is a growing number of reports of what you have termed near-death experiences on your planet, and that in most, if not all, of these near-death experiences, the people seem to be markedly changed when they return to your physical reality. They have been given perspectives, new insights, new understandings, and in returning with those new ideas, then they recognize their connection to all things. They begin to live their life more fully. They understand there is nothing to fear about death, that it is just a transition to another state, and that you will always exist. Even if you change form, you are always still going to be you. And in realizing all these things, they have a renewed respect, a profound renewal of energy and insight, and active in their lives they become. And they begin to really serve all in the best possible way, which of course is the best way to serve yourself. Now, the idea, of course, is that you don't necessarily need anymore to have a near-death experience in order to have a fuller life, in order to act more fully on the things that excite you. And so, unless, of course, that is what you actually prefer to have, we offer you this night the idea of what might be called a master permission slip, so that you can utilize this to begin to infuse your life with the same energy that will allow you to live your life much more fully without necessarily having to kill yourself to do it. Again, if you want to do that, we won't stop you. But we are letting you know that there are other ways in which this can be done, so that if you prefer another path, that other path is available to you by acting on your highest joy. Now, many people have asked from time to time for different kinds of permission slips by which they can help accelerate their energy, uplift their energy, align their energy more to the vibration of their true core self, their higher mind. And from time to time, we have delivered, as we will this evening of your time, such permission slips. And again, for those who are not familiar with the term, a permission slip is simply any tool, any technique, any ritual, any object that you are attracted to with your present belief system that allows you to simply believe that you can give yourself more permission to be who you are. You're the one doing it, you're the one giving yourself permission, but sometimes, because we understand that many of the definitions within you are in your unconscious mind, you may not be necessarily aware of what is holding you back, but you can always know when you are attracted to a particular ritual, technique, tool, or object that seems to excite you more than any other path. And that is always an indication that at that moment, that will be the permission slip that may work best for you. Now, of course, when you use it, you may become a different person afterwards, which means that you may then, from that point forward, be attracted to a very different permission slip because you are now different. So if the attraction to different permission slips happens to change, that's all right. You can go with the flow. So in giving you this master permission slip, the reason it is called a master permission slip is simply because we have designed it specifically to key into the mass consensus archetypal symbols that are common for most of you based on the collective agreement you all made together to participate in what might be loosely called the Earth game. And because you have created a large collective unconsciousness and consciousness through which to play this game, many of you are automatically, unknowingly tapping into that archetypal level, that collective level. And so in designing this permission slip to take advantage of that connection, these ideas we present to you now may work for most of you. Now, the idea, of course, as we have already said, is that it is really up to you to decide what works for you as a permission slip. It's up to you to design the permission slip in whatever way you are most attracted to do so, because you are the ultimate permission slip. And whatever excitement is conjured up in your imagination that is telling you to do this in this way as opposed to the way it might have initially been given to you is usually a sign that you are changing and that you need to go with the flow of the new frequency that's being presented to you through excitement and attraction and imagination. So when we give you this master permission slip, you can do it exactly as we have delivered it. But if you find along the way as you change that small alterations need to come into play, then by all means, do not worry. As long as you are following your true vibrational frequency, let the changes come and let it alter in whatever way actually feels better for you. Is that clear? Yes. All right. Now, before we actually go through the reading of this, you will be, of course, taking home a copy of this so that you can practice and have it before you and get used to it. We will also say that there is a very important part of this particular permission slip that is actually not written on the paper. That will come at the end after the reading, and we will explain why it is not actually written down. So, let us proceed. Nania! Would you like to assist?
I would love to assist.
All right. So prepare yourself. Are you prepared?
Getting prepared.
All right.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. Now, as we have indicated, the idea behind this is that it is a 7-day permission slip, ideally as it is designed to be done for 7 weeks. At the end of that 7 weeks doing this every day with each new approach for each day, Monday through Sunday, you will begin to experience changes in your frequency, changes in your vibration as you go along, so that by the end of the 7 times 7, the 49 days, you will experience yourself having different thoughts in different ways, seeing different perspectives you may not have seen before, feeling vibrations, sensing things you didn't sense before, perceiving things that might have been heretofore invisible to you about yourself, and recognizing more strongly that you truly are, at the end of this permission slip, a different person than was there at the beginning. This is what it's for, to help you shift very smoothly in this way through a transformation, through an awakening, through an opening of yourself, so that you can experience as a process the actual daily shifting of your energy and the actual different reflections that will result from the shifts that you are making in that energy, in your consciousness. So let us begin. Monday. Read Monday, and as you read the first line, then read the 3 things that go along with Monday, and as you read each one at a time of the 3, I will demonstrate exactly how the instructions are going.
Okay. Monday is air. 1 deep breath in and before each statement.
And so it is the first statement.
I am a child of creation.
I am a child of creation.
I am unique.
I am unique.
I am worthy.
I am worthy. This is done, as most of them are done, actually looking at yourself in the mirror. Look right into your eyes when you do this. Do not waver. Understand you are making a connection to another aspect, another reflection of your inner being when you do this. So that as you take the breath and make each statement and take the breath and make the statement, take the breath, make the statement, you are looking into your eyes as best as you can during the entire statement. The reason that it also is arranged in this order, air, water, food, etc., is because it is arranged in the order of the things you cannot live without, starting from the one that would be most difficult to live without, because you can't hold your breath that long. Water, you can live without food for a while, but water comes first, and then food, etc. They are arranged in the order in which you actually need them for survival. So next
is water.
Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
Read it as it is written.
1 sip of water before each statement.
So you have your little water glass on Tuesday, and you look in the mirror, right into your eyes, swallow.
I am happy.
I am happy.
I am grateful.
I am grateful.
I am refreshed.
I am refreshed. Then you go on about your day. You are doing this in the morning. You are doing this before you go to bed every single day. Wednesday.
Food. 1 small bite and swallow before each statement.
So you don't choke. So have something small that you enjoy, doesn't matter what it is, something you really enjoy that's not too much, and you take a bite and you chew and really relish it, even if it's not actually relish, and swallow and say, while looking in your eyes in the mirror,
I am abundant.
I am abundant.
I am nurtured.
I am nurtured.
I am fulfilled.
I am fulfilled. And the next day?
Thursday, love and encouragement.
Love and encouragement.
1 hug with each statement.
And so you begin in the mirror like this to yourself and say,
I am supported.
I am supported. Switch and say,
I am guided.
I am guided. Switch and say,
I am loved.
I am loved. Go on about your day or go to bed, whichever one it is, morning or evening. And the next day?
On Friday, freedom.
Freedom.
1 spin, arms outstretched for each statement.
This you can do. Arms outstretched and 1 revolution around.
I think I better get on a lower level here. Okay.
All right. And then
I
with
have to
each
do it again.
spin,
I am awake.
I am awake. Spin around, arms outstretched.
I am powerful.
I am powerful. Spin around, arms outstretched. Maybe. And that's all right, too. Because this is all about altered states. So dizzy is good.
I am free.
I am free. And Saturday?
Saturday is passion.
Passion. And
Say your favorite word.
find a favorite word and look in the mirror and say it 3 times. And
You want me to say the word? Or
No,
Okay.
continue.
All right. And then the second.
Because the word is going to be different for everyone.
Everybody, right.
And
The next is hear your favorite sound.
so have something that generates a sound that you love and listen to it for 3 seconds.
And then finally, see your favorite image.
You can have a picture posted on the mirror or you can see it in your mind, but again, allow yourself to see it and just see it internally or see it externally again for 3 seconds.
And finally, on Sunday,
Yes.
dream and connect.
Dream and connect. You understand that they have already on your planet done studies to show that you can dream and get very little sleep, and you will be tired, but you will be all right. But you can get all the sleep in the world, and if you don't dream, you will go psychotic very quickly. Because you are making a connection back to the higher mind, back to your natural state, and you are re-energizing, reconnecting, restabilizing the idea of your physical persona, because your physical persona is just a projection, is just a dream, is just an illusion, and without that reconnection, there really isn't much there, because it's just smoke and mirrors. And so,
say each line with your eyes closed. The first one is, I am rested.
I am rested. Say that 3 times. And next,
I am connected.
I am connected. Say that 3 times. And finally,
My life is a dream come true.
my life is a dream come true. My life is a dream come true. My life is a dream come true. And then again, you go on about your day or you go to sleep, whichever it is, morning or evening. Is there anything else on the paper for you to read?
No.
All right, and that's the part that's also very important, that which is not written, and it is this. You may sit if you wish, and thank you for your assistance. Give her a hand. All right. No, I just said one hand. And so the part that is not written is this. As you go through this, down the list with each statement every day, pay close attention to anything that you may say that suddenly brings up any kind of a feeling within you, and pay attention to that feeling to see if the feeling is representative of either a positive or a negative definition within you, you may not realize is there. These can be read or seen or viewed in a sense like what you typically call affirmations. And affirmations are fine as permission slips, but understand that if you are saying, I am powerful, but while you're saying it deep down in your unconscious mind, you don't believe it, then saying it will actually feel odd to you if you're paying attention to your emotions, to your energy. And if it does, if there's any, even a minor bit of resistance in there, that is telling you that there is something there that needs to be discovered, needs to be explored, needs to be identified and brought to the surface consciously so that you can let go of what doesn't belong within you, what is not aligned with your true core being. So this is not just a series of nice sayings, it's not just a series of affirmations. It is a test of truth, your own truth within yourself about how deeply you know each of these things to be true or not true about you. They are all true, but you may have definitions and beliefs that in some way, shape, or form are whispering in your ear saying, I'm not sure if this is really true about me. And if that comes up even one speck, pay attention to it, work with it, find that definition, identify it, and when you do, let it go, for it does not serve you. Use it this way every day of the week for 7 weeks, longer if you wish, shorter if you wish. It's up to you to make the adjustments according to your imagination and attraction. But we will strongly encourage you to do it for the 49 days, because we guarantee that when you do, if you use it in the way we have just described, not only the written but the unwritten portion as well, you will not be the same. And you will know more and more clearly who you truly are, or at the very least, who you truly prefer to be. And you will know a lot more about those definitions that exist within your personality structure. And it will all come down to the two words, the two very powerful words that have been in your society forever as the true secret of empowerment. Know thyself. This is a permission slip and an exercise that is an X-ray on your consciousness, and will, again, if you're paying attention, allow you to very deeply investigate and reveal who you are. And that's why you are looking in the mirror, because every day you do this, you're going to recognize the next day and the next day and the next week and the next week that the person you've been looking at the end is not the same person who was there at the beginning, literally. So have fun. Now, as has been said, there is some degree of continuation of this idea tomorrow night of your time with the idea we have called the black box, where we will be investigating and exploring the tools and the tricks that negative belief uses to trick you into holding yourself back from being who you are. So this can aid and assist you in moving through those tricks in a variety of ways, as well as the other neutralizers we will share with you tomorrow night of your time. You can use these together very powerfully to extract yourself from the tools and tricks of negative beliefs and see them for the smoke and the mirrors that they truly are. And we will make one more announcement. And that is that in our transmission on Sunday of your time, which has been called 2015 to 2016, the years of expansion and contraction, during what you typically call the holotope meditation, we are going to do something very different we have never done before. Don't miss it. Or miss it, it's up to you. But we are going to do something that is very different, that serves a very powerful purpose. And of course, because this is what you call the Christmas season, we will tell you that we will give you that present, but we will not tell you what it is yet until it is time to unwrap it in the Sunday transmission. So, in return for the gift you are giving to us in allowing us to experience each and every one of you in this way, I ask in return, how may we be of service to you now with your questions and dialogue? Proceed how you wish.
Yes, that's good. Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I have two questions.
Oh, all right.
The first question stems around my upbringing about the Bible.
Your upbringing about the Bible.
Yes.
All right, well, speak up clearly so that everyone can hear what you have to share.
All right, my first question is expand more on the idea of Adam and Eve and were a lot of the stories in the Bible just kind of made up stories?
They are allegorical for the most part, although there are parts of them that are somewhat literal. But overall, they are used as metaphors to describe things that there was really no understanding or language for on one level, but the concepts were understood and framed in story-like ways, in parable ways that could be understood by the people of the time more clearly. So the idea, for example, of Adam and Eve is simply the recognition of the beginning of what you would call the human race by the genetic manipulation of an extraterrestrial race. Using the natural hominid species that evolved on your planet that you refer to as either Homo habilis or Homo erectus, that were genetically altered to contain some of the extraterrestrial genetics and create what you now refer to as yourselves as Homo sapien. The idea in an ancient language is that Adam or Adama simply means man.
Oh, okay.
Does that help?
Yes.
All right.
All right, my second question is, I've been following your teachings for about a month now.
Oh, all right.
And last Tuesday, I had a dream. And
Yes.
It told me to go back to Alabama. That's where I'm from. But it didn't really say anything else. It said, it was very clear and very distinct. It said, go back to Alabama. And then I woke up.
Yes.
Kind of confused.
You're confused.
I wasn't really that confused, but I was like, I don't want to go back. I came to California to...
All right. But what does Alabama mean to you in terms of an energy state? Not necessarily the physical state.
It's a low energy for me.
A
low energy.
A low energy.
Yes.
All right. And so that is not an energy state you wish to go back to.
Correct.
All right. So you were given an opportunity to decide for yourself in that dream whether that was a state you preferred or not.
I believe so.
All right. And so now you have clarity about the fact, even more so than before, that that is not an energy state you wish to experience.
Well, in the dream, it basically said go back to Alabama. I mean, I looked at it as an opportunity to either start a business because it's cheaper down there. But
is that what excites you?
That's what I've been trying to work on for the past 8 years.
You've been trying to work on?
Trying, yes.
Well, let me give you some help, if I may.
Please.
If there is any hesitation at all in your answer of yes, when asked if something excites you, then the hesitation is an indication that that's not what excites you. Any hesitation. Yes. So you don't have to try and work on it. All you have to do is ask the same question you were asked in the dream, the same kinds of questions. That's why you were given the question. Because it shows you, it demonstrates to you how you can easily understand what the direction of your true self is by asking a question and finding out how quickly you answer that question positively or negatively. Yes or no. Because that tells you exactly what is true for you. Or at least gives you an opportunity to find out why you're answering the way you're answering. Because sometimes you can certainly disguise your excitement and make it seem to not be your excitement. Conversely, you can also take something that is really not your excitement and pretend that it is, so that you don't face or have to face the fears that come up when you actually move in the direction of your true excitement.
I think I'm disguising it. That's what I feel. I'm disguising my excitement.
Yes. All right. But the idea is that you can decide for yourself what is really preferable. Because the idea of acting on your highest excitement means that all the components of it have to really be in alignment with your excitement. What it is you're doing, how it is you're doing it, where it is you're doing it, with whom you're doing it, so on and so forth, have to all line up, or it's not really a full expression of your excitement. So by asking yourself or telling yourself from another level to go back to Alabama and finding out what your reaction to that is, you get an opportunity to decide whether that actually is in your best interests by looking deep within yourself to see if you are making it seem not exciting when it could be, or whether it's truly, truly not representative of what would really excite you in life. And if you find that it is really not representative of what would excite you in life, then any other factor you need to consider doesn't really need to be considered to the detail that you are considering it. For example, as you said, well, maybe I need to move my business there because it's cheaper. But if that's not really a place that's representative of your excitement, then the success of your business doesn't have to require a state where it's cheaper. That means you will attract what you need to do it where you are more excited to do it. You understand?
Yes, but why would I have the dreams? It was so vivid, and then I woke
Yes.
up, and so I felt like it was my spirit guide, because
Yes.
a week before I asked the spirit guide to show me something. I didn't ask
Well,
for
there
anything.
you go.
I didn't ask for anything specific, but
But the spirit guide knows what you need to hear, and telling you to go back to Alabama doesn't mean you have to go back to Alabama. It's telling you, look at your response or reaction to the statement, and that will guide you. In other words, let me give you a simplified version of this. Sometimes people on your planet find they have a difficult time making a decision between this or that. Yes?
Correct.
And sometimes you say, well, flip a coin. Well, sometimes that's actually not a bad idea. Because when you flip the coin, whatever it comes up, you'll see if you feel, yes, that's what I wanted, or darn, I wish it was the other side.
Yes.
And that may give you an immediate answer. Because then you can realize, well, you don't have to do it just because it came up tails, because you now realize that you actually preferred heads. So it's another way, another permission slip of making your decision more definitive by really paying attention to the energy of your response to a statement. Yes? So the idea, the sentence, go back to Alabama, is as definitive a statement as the flipping of a coin. Heads or tails.
So don't take the dream literally. So
Take it for the literalness of the energy you experienced within yourself in response to the statement.
okay.
Because the things that excite you don't necessarily have to come to fruition in the way that you think. So never pay attention to what something appears to be on the surface, even that sentence. There is an underlying reason why the sentence is there, and you will understand the underlying reason when you pay attention to your response to it, not to the sentence itself. The sentence is just a mechanism to get you in touch with how you really feel about that reality, and to point out to you that if you really, really understand that being in Alabama is not in alignment with your true vibration of excitement, then you don't have to worry about the details like, well, maybe it needs to be in a place that's cheaper. Because excitement is a whole kit. It's a holistic idea. And if you know any one part of it, then all you have to do is simply look for the other things that have equal excitement and not get in your own way by making negative assumptions that don't have to be made, because you don't need to work out all the details. It's already worked out. All you need to do is know what the excitement is, take whatever action you can on it to the best of your ability, and have absolutely zero insistence or assumption as to what the outcome ought to be, knowing that whatever the outcome is, it will be the perfect outcome, and you will attract with synchronicity everything you need to allow it to be what it needs to be as an expanded representation of your excitement. Is this helping? Or
Yes.
am I confusing you?
No, you're not confusing me. I'm just trying to wrap my head around. Why would the spirit guides give me something that was so unclear? And
It's not unclear. It's very clear. When you were given the sentence, go back to Alabama,
Right.
what was the first reaction you felt?
Didn't want to go. I'm like,
How clear is that? It's very clear. All I'm saying is, give yourself a moment to figure out whether your response is actually indicative of a true reflection of your excitement, or whether you're coloring it to make it seem unexciting when it might be. But as soon as you figure out that it might actually be representative of your true excitement, if that's what you figure out, you have your clear answer. Okay. Don't go there, because it's not representative of your excitement. It's not representative of your path. How much clearer does it need to be?
by having the spirit guide saying, don't, something more clearer,
Why do you keep saying it's not clear?
I don't know.
Oh, all right. We understand why. Thank you. Your spirit guide's actually helping.
Thank you.
You have an assumptive definition in your mind the way you think guides are supposed to talk to you.
Correct.
That is incorrect.
So how are they supposed to talk?
The way that they gave it to you invokes a process. Life is about the process you go through in discovering what you're truly all about. They don't just hand you answers on a platter. That's not living. That's having someone live your life for you, like you are a puppet on a string. Go here, go there, do this now, go to sleep, wake up, brush your teeth. So the idea is that a guide does their job best when they allow you to be your own best guide, because that's what they're training you to do. That's why they are a guide, not a do-it-all-for-you person. So they will always give you the information in a way that invokes a process. And the process actually was a very simple one. All you had to do was pay attention to your reaction to the statement, and you had your answer. Very simple. But that's what they're training you to do. Pay attention to your response to statements so that you know how to guide yourself. Because you know how you feel when you're given a proposal. When you're given a statement, you know how you feel about it. The only thing you have to do is make sure you're not coloring it to make it seem something other than what it is. But when you are clear about the idea that your response is a genuine, authentic response, your answer is clear. But you had to go through a process in order to get it, because it's not going to be done for you.
Do you have a name for my guide? Like, so that when I talk to it, I won't just make up a name or just say, "Hey, spirit guide." And, I would like to be more personable with the guide.
The guide says you may use Philip.
Okay, I'll use Philip. Okay.
Does that work for you?
Yes.
All right. If in another dream the guide gives you another name, then you can use that too, or you can stick with Philip. It's up to you.
All right.
Does this help you?
Yes.
Is there something else?
Not at this moment.
All right, then thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
And you good day.
First, I want to thank you very much for your messages.
We thank you for the co-creation and allowing us to reflect back to all of you what you already know.
My first question is, do I have a contract with the Grace?
Yes.
Which kind of contract?
A contract to allow certain genetic patterns within you to form templates upon which hybrid beings can be created.
What are my options?
What are your options? Is that what you're asking? Your options for what?
I had experiences during ayahuasca sessions.
Yes.
That a being, at first I was thinking it was an attack, but
It's not an attack. It is simply an opportunity to explore your own fears and let them go. If you want to call those options, then by all means you can. You always have the option to explore a fear, know that you are safe in doing so, and let it go because it no longer serves you as an idea. Thus allowing you to become more and more expressive of who you truly are. Is this helping? Or is there some other direction you wanted to take this in? Be specific.
my question is, do I have responsibility to them, or?
You have responsibility to everyone, but you're never responsible for anyone. You have the responsibility to them to be yourself as best as you possibly can, because
Yes.
that's what this is all about.
So, yes, I tend to
I beg your pardon. You tend or you choose? One implies you are empowered, one implies you are not. I tend, it's out of my control, I don't know what I'm doing, or I choose. Even if it's negative, I choose gives you power to deal with it. I tend removes the power from your hands because it sounds like it's something you can't help. And once you know you have a habit, you don't have it anymore. A habit is something you do you don't know you're doing. If you know you're doing it, it's gone.
So it does not. It makes no difference
What makes no difference?
to know if I have a contract or not, because
It makes a difference in that the contract will reveal itself through the actions of your life, but it isn't always necessary for you to consciously know that the contract is there. The contract will play out in the challenges that you face and the synchronicities that crop up in your life. You'll know it eventually. Maybe you don't need to know it until the end of your life.
okay,
Yes?
just follow my highest excitement.
That's the complete kit that will give you every bit of information you need to live your life as fully as you possibly can. It really is a complete kit. Nothing is left out. Nothing. Is this helping?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, thank you.
Anything else?
Yes, I have tinnitus since more than 30 years, and it's becoming over the years stronger and stronger. I tried several natural ways to get rid of it.
Get rid of what?
Tinnitus, so this sound in my ear,
Tinnitus.
or tinnitus.
All right.
And maybe you have, I want to ask you if you have a hint or an idea what I can do or what I can change.
Leave your email with the people that run this organization and information will be sent to you. All right?
Okay. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Something else?
Yes. I was wondering, is the universe, does the universe have a fractal structure?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Your universe does.
our universe.
Yes,
but
not all of them do, but yours does, and many do.
Okay. So I can find a whole new universe in one aspect of this
Yes.
fractal.
Yes.
And
That is usually the way it is laid out when fractals are involved, yes.
yeah.
But there are other ways in which universes can express themselves.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Um,
Is that it?
I have. I'm a medical journalist and I do research.
Is that exciting to you?
Yes.
Oh, all right.
Do
Just
research.
checking.
Yeah. Yeah, my highest excitement is to find out what my highest excitement is. And then
Good luck with that.
yeah.
You'll be looking for a long time.
And
When we talk about the idea of acting on your highest excitement, we don't mean it has to come in the form of a career or a project long term. We simply mean at any given moment you have a number of options available to you of things that you can take action on in your life, and all you need to do is act on the one at any given moment that has more excitement than any other, and you'll be doing the same thing. If it ultimately turns into something that you could call a career or a job or a project, that's fine, because one expression of excitement is connected to all other expressions of excitement. That's part of the kit. But you don't have to start that way. You can start with baby steps and just keep acting on what's most exciting that's right in front of your face.
yes, I do.
All right. Well, then you don't have to go looking for what your excitement is, because you're doing what is your highest excitement every moment.
Yes.
By simply making those choices.
Yes, and I'm open to, for changes or new ideas or new ways to live my excitement.
All right. Good for you.
Yes.
Will that do? Will that do?
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hey, Bashar.
And a good day.
First, I just want to say thank you so much, you and Darryl, for doing what you do. I find your expressions so funny, and
all right.
I love the way you do, and you're hilarious. And
We think many of you are quite hilarious too. In fact, since you bring it up, I will now let you in on a little preview of something to come in your year of 2015.
All right.
In one of our transmissions, we will bring in a young being from our society who has absolutely no idea what your society is like. And you're going to get the opportunity to explain some concepts to him. And let's see how that goes. It'll be a lot of fun, I guarantee.
In a transmission like this?
In a transmission like this, we will facilitate the training that he has had sufficiently to communicate with you, but understand that when we as first contact specialists contact a civilization, we have already had at least one incarnation in that civilization so that we understand the civilization. So we have a frame of reference so that we're not too alien. But this being, while being trained as a first contact specialist, does not yet have an incarnation in your civilization, and therefore you're going to really get to see the difference in the concepts you think are very obvious as compared to what one of our natural people actually perceives you to be.
Is this gonna be like a little alien baby, or like through a channel?
It's not a baby, it's a young being on our planet.
In physical form?
A physical being, but will channel through, just as I am channeling through right now.
Okay.
And you will get a chance to speak with him, and he will get a chance to speak with you. But we are going to find this exchange quite amusing.
Awesome. Is that gonna be through Darryl or another channel?
Yes.
Cool. Okay.
Through this channel.
Okay. Cool. That's.
It'll be announced, don't worry. Now, would you like to continue?
Yes. When. Okay. So follow your excitement. I love the concept.
Follow your excitement to the best of your ability with zero insistence on the outcome. Many of you forget that third part quite conveniently. That's the whole formula. That's the formula that opens excitement up as the complete kit.
No resistance.
All right?
What if you feel like you have to do something?
Such as, for example.
Okay, I guess I'd use my life specific. Like.
Well, thank you. That would probably be best. Since that's the life you're living.
Yeah. So there's one guy, right? So with my life, if let's say I'm having trouble figuring out exactly, like I find many things excite me, but I don't.
That's all right. There can be many different expressions of your excitement. That's all right. That's why you just need to follow the thread. The thread of what excites you at any given moment that you have the greatest ability to take action on is the thing to do at that moment, knowing that it's all connected and would lead you to any other expression of your excitement that needs to be expressed in your life.
But
so it's all right.
But then I find it so easy to get like off that thread, and then I get.
Why?
Like,
off what thread? If you're following the thread, how can you be off it?
Because let's say I'm with like a group of people or family or something, and I feel like maybe I'm like I really want to do that, and
do what?
Do something totally different, like run off, like I gotta go do that. And
all right,
and
that's
I don't want
fine.
to. But then I feel that pressure.
If it is actually truly representative of your excitement, then that's the thing to do. However, we also remind you that many people on your planet confuse anxiety with excitement. And that's why we initially said in the other conversation, you have to first be honest about whether or not what you say you're actually excited about is actually a definition of excitement, because it may not be. You may be in denial about things and wanting to go this way and go that way because there's something else you don't want to look at within yourself, and then calling it excitement so you have an excuse to go do something else and not pay attention to what you really need to process. You have to decide whether that's what's happening or whether it is truly representative of your highest excitement. And also ask yourself, why, if you have a real definition of excitement, a true definition of excitement, which, by the way, in the complete kit is also the organizing principle of your life. Remember that? As one of the tools in the kit. So if that is one of the tools in the kit, the organizing principle that allows synchronicity to bring you what you need exactly when you need it, in the order you need it, why would you create a definition of excitement that piled those things on top of each other so quickly that you couldn't finish one or two of them? That may not be a definition of excitement if you don't actually have time to enjoy what it is you're excited about. So pay attention to the fact that you may be creating a definition that is not actually purely a definition of excitement, with certain assumptions that you have to go hither, thither, and yon in order to be expressing excitement and running around with your hair on fire, which isn't always necessarily an indication of excitement.
So the best solution to that is just be as present as you can be.
Be as present as you can, because remember, there are many expressions of excitement, and sometimes even being in a balanced state of meditative peace can be a complete expression of excitement. So there's no rush. Are you in a hurry to get somewhere?
No, but I feel like I easily get frustrated myself.
I understand, but that's the clue right there. When you say, I feel I easily get frustrated, it's because you have a definition that creates the feeling of frustration. If you understand that all feelings exist only because of something you believe to be true first. You can't have an emotional response to something that you don't believe in. So if you have a certain emotional response, that's an indication, that's your first clue, that that response has to be intimately connected with a definition that is generating that response. So if that's the case, you take a moment, you take a breath, you take a pause, and you allow yourself to ask the questions from one direction or another. A, what would I have to believe is true about myself in this situation in order to feel the way I do? That's one way to ask the question. Another way to ask the question, because we understand that many of the definitions you may be holding on to might be fear-based, is to actually use the fear to your advantage and ask the question from the reverse angle, which is, if I really allowed myself to be who I truly prefer to be, what am I most terrified will actually happen? One way or another, when you ask the question from one direction or another, if you're willing to hear the answer, then in some way, shape, or form, the answer will be presented to you, whether in your life when you're awake, when you're dreaming, synchronicity, one way or another, the answer will come if you're willing to hear the answer. All right?
Yes.
So anytime you have a feeling that you feel uncomfortable with, stop and ask the question, what would I have to believe is true about myself in order to feel this way in this circumstance? And then listen. You'll get the answer if you're willing to hear it. But the only thing that would keep you from being willing to hear the answer is if you have another belief that says, if you find out that answer, it's going to be horrible, and you're going to find out that your worst nightmare is actually going to come true. This is what we'll be talking about tomorrow night, about one of the tricks of negative beliefs. As we said in a session called Angels and Demons, negative beliefs are the father of lies. Do you understand? That's that biblical phrase, and that's actually what the biblical phrase means. It's referring to the idea of the negative beliefs that have the sole duty and the structure of convincing you that there is no other possible belief. So they will say anything to get you to stay in that state, because that's their job. That's what they're designed to do. You have to know differently. And that's what we'll be discussing tomorrow night of your time. How to do that.
Yeah.
All right?
Thank you so much.
Does this help you?
Very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can I ask one more question?
That was a question.
You got me.
So I guess you
got
have
me.
the ability to do so.
You got true. When it comes to...
I know it's true. That's why I said it.
Yeah. When it comes to prayer,
Yes.
From what I understand and what I've gathered to understand is that it's about faith in it, of believing it already exists. So it's about receiving.
It's about knowing
it
it exists. It's about knowing it's already here, and it's about being in a state of gratitude that it already exists. You have to pray as if it's already a done deal, not for something you want, because then that keeps it out there in the wanting state. But if you know it's already a done deal, then you know that it will manifest at exactly the perfect moment, not a second before the perfect moment when it serves you best, but not a second later than the perfect moment. So once you are in that state of gratitude for what you already have that may simply be invisible to you at the moment, just go on about your life and let it manifest when it serves you best. All right?
All right. Thank you so much, Bashar.
Thank you.
Hi, Bashar.
And you good day.
I have a question.
All right, speak up, speak up.
Okay. I am very interested in the phenomenon of contact, and I would like to...
Yes, well, isn't that why we're talking here?
Yeah. But I mean, the step further to have communication.
You're having communication right now with an extraterrestrial being. What more do you want?
That's right. I mean, face to face.
That will happen eventually, when you're really ready, because you're not ready yet, trust me.
Right. So that's why I'm not experiencing that, because I'm not ready.
You're not ready.
Right.
And it's not ready for many people on your planet. When it will start to happen will be the timing that will benefit everyone the most. As the energy exists on your planet now, the highest degree of probability for the window of the beginning of face-to-face contact between your world and other worlds will be between 2025 and 2033. That's the highest probability window of when it will begin.
Right.
But there's no rush. We've done this many times with many different civilizations. We know what we're doing. We know that this dispensation of information is the first step in the idea of moving toward contact, depending upon how the information we deliver is received and applied. Because we use the way in which you handle the information we already deliver to determine whether or not you're actually ready for more information.
I understand.
All right.
Okay. Last night I had a dream.
Yes.
And a ship that was very beautiful. It was round like a ball of silver, and around it were spinning several rings.
Yes.
Like Saturn, but there were different.
Yes.
I wonder if they came as an answer of the people that I want to have more contact with.
Yes.
And do you know who they are?
I do.
Who are they?
I'm not telling you. But I will tell you this. As we have said to many of you before, almost all of you have already actually had face-to-face contact. You just don't remember it. Because you are made to forget by agreement, because the rate at which you remember you've had contact, whether in a waking state or in dreams or what have you, the rate at which you remember you've already had contact is used as a barometer to determine when you're actually ready for more.
Yes.
So,
I had a thought then. Would it be possible for us to like have a real photograph of you?
eventually,
Okay, that's also when we're ready.
you already have real photographs of our ships. Eventually, you will have real photographs of us.
Okay. All right. Okay, so I have one more question.
Yes.
I have been experiencing things since I was very young that has,
Yes.
I think, prepared me for a certain kind of work which
Yes, of course.
with with children and people who are
Are you doing that work?
no, I'm
Why not?
because I don't really know where to start.
Oh, come. Where's your imagination?
Okay. I was just wondering if you can, since it's
Are you acting on your highest excitement every moment that you can to the best of your ability with no assumption of the outcome?
Yeah, I think I'm doing pretty good.
Pretty good.
I'm training.
You're training for what?
Yeah, what?
Training for what? You do understand that the best way to learn is by doing, yes?
Yes.
Experience comes from actually doing. So why not let your imagination guide you and start doing what excites you in whatever way you can? Even if it's not the way you ultimately wind up doing it, doesn't matter. You will never do it the way you will ultimately do it if you don't start doing some version of it now.
Yeah, that's right.
So I know, that's why I said it. So do the version you are capable of imagining that you can do. Take action on whatever you can that is at least the best representation of the idea you are capable of mustering up in your physical reality.
Yeah.
And one thing will lead to another.
That's great. I can do that.
I know you can. So do it. Or not. It's
All
up to
right.
you.
Thank you very much.
Does this help you?
It does help. I have one more question.
Yes.
I have been drawn to the US since I was 10 years old.
All right.
And I lived here twice.
Yes.
But for some reason I'm hesitating to move here, but I feel...
Where are you drawn to be? Remember again, please, the thing that excites you the most isn't necessarily the thing that needs to come to fruition. Sometimes the thing that excites you because it just needs to get you to move in a direction. And then something else may excite you once you're moving. So that's why you need to drop all the insistence and assumption about something coming to fruition, because you don't actually know that the thing at a given moment that excites you is actually the thing that actually needs to come to pass. It may just be the thing that gets you off your butt.
Right.
So that you can run into the thing that is actually going to come to fruition.
So if I move in a direction where I feel okay...
Take action to the best of your ability in the direction of what's exciting you, you will wind up where you need to wind up.
Yeah.
Yes?
That makes a lot of sense.
I know.
I heard you say it 30 times, but still
That's
it's like
all right.
new again.
Obviously, sometimes, even though you may have heard something 30 times, when you finally get it, that means you actually finally heard it.
Yeah, maybe.
It's not just noise.
Right.
Yes? Because you've made it your own. That's why you get it. You finally understand how to make the concept your own and allow it to be true for you. Remember that the things you know to be true, you just do. If I ask you to walk, you just walk. You don't say, I wonder if I can walk over there. I think I believe I can walk over there. I don't know, I'm not sure. You don't go through that, you just walk. Action and knowing are synonymous. The things you know are true are in your behavior. You just do them. That's the degree that you need to know the concepts that are being discussed. They just need to be in your behavior. They need to be your first nature, not second nature. Make sense?
Yeah, that's great.
And then you will get the reflection of that knowledge, of that knowingness.
So
because
then
it
you
will be who you actually are. And you will be demonstrating who you are in your behavior, and then creation can reflect that absolute knowingness and certainty back to you. Any hesitation, any self-doubt, that's what gets reflected back. Hesitation and doubt. And remember, of course, doubt is not a lack of trust. Doubt is a 100% trust in a definition you don't prefer. So why not trust in what you do prefer instead of what you don't? It's the same mechanism. It's going to work for you either way. Why not allow it to work for you in the positive side rather than the negative side? By trusting in what you prefer instead of trusting in what you don't prefer. Yes?
Yes, that's good.
Does this make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Does this help?
Yes, it does.
Why, thank you.
Thank you. Can I ask one more thing?
Nope.
Oh. Thank you so much.
Well,
Hello,
Are you waiting
Bashar.
for an engraved invitation?
I guess I was breathing along with
Oh,
you.
all right.
As part of my mission or my contract,
Yes.
I work to connect with souls who've passed over.
How exciting.
It is.
Yes.
Sometimes I hear, sometimes I get an impression, sometimes there's no sound. I just see like a little bit of a movie strip
Yes. It will come in many ways, whatever works best at that moment.
or automatic writing.
Yes.
I have a family now that I'm working with.
All right.
In Los Angeles, there are 30.
In the city of angels.
Right. There are 34 to 3,500 people who go missing every year.
Yes.
And there are only 4 detectives who work to try and find them.
Sounds like a big job.
It is. And so the family I'm working with, I believe now, feels perhaps their sister, mother, daughter, whatever,
Yes.
if she's found, of course, will not be alive.
All right, if you say
But
so.
she's missing, her car is missing, her phone was turned off.
Yes.
And they need to have closure so that the whole family can move on.
Then you will give them closure, yes?
I have as far as I can, but until they find her body, I don't know that they will have closure.
All right. Well, she can help them with that if they're open to communicating with her in the dream state. Are they?
I believe they are.
All right. Well, then why not ask the person?
I have. She's shown me pictures of just,
Why not have them ask?
okay,
Because that's the next stage.
okay,
They can seek help through you and people like you who are capable of doing that, but the next stage is to allow them to know they can have contact directly. And that's the next stage that needs to occur here.
I feel that's empowering.
It is. And they will then know that the relationship still continues, just in a different way.
Okay, thank you for that.
You are welcome.
I have another question.
Yes.
You mentioned earlier about sleeping and dreaming.
Yes.
Does listening to meditations or recordings while you're sleeping have any effect? And
It's a permission slip like anything else.
If it does, is it healthy to disturb your sleep by doing this, or does it
It's
even...
a permission slip like anything else. If you are attracted to that permission slip, then you will know in your imagination in what way to organize it and arrange it so that it will be beneficial in the way that you prefer it to be.
Makes
But if you
perfect
have
sense.
definitions within you that it will be disturbing, then guess what? It will be disturbing. You're the one in charge. You get to decide what it will do for you as a permission slip. Because remember, you're the one giving yourself permission. Yes? You're just using this idea as a reflection to make it seem easier to do so. Funny, isn't it?
It is.
It is. It's
Okay.
a huge cosmic joke. You have used your self-empowerment to make it seem as if you're powerless. You're using 100% of your brain to make it seem as if you're only using 10%. It's quite funny. You're going to find out how funny when you talk to that member of our society that doesn't have an incarnation in your society.
Thank you.
Does this help you?
It does.
Then pleasant dreams to you.
Thank you.
This is fine. Hello, Bashar.
And a you good day.
How have you been?
Perfect, and you?
I haven't had a conversation with you in a while.
All right, if you say so.
Yes. Two quick questions.
Yes. Time's up.
Consideration of people standing.
Not quick enough.
In consideration of those still online. In the early 80s,
Yes.
Workshop 2, around that time, you said, well, a very upset woman asked if we were going to annihilate ourselves nuclearly. And
Yes, and we said no.
You said that our government had been given a demonstration that we
Yes.
would not be able to.
There have been many demonstrations of that nature.
Well, this particular one, up to 30 years secrecy was lifted in 1997. I showed 2 colonels of Minutemen
Yes.
sites had the same experience. UFOs over the front gates, panicking, calling into the colonels, and both had 20 Minutemen missiles go off ready, which
Yes.
is not possible.
Well, it is possible, obviously.
Well, was that one of your demonstrations, which would have made it 67, March of about 67?
All those demonstrations over missile sites have either scrambled the codes or electromagnetically shut off the codes or tampered with the firing mechanisms in a variety of ways to demonstrate that nuclear annihilation would not be allowed because it affects more than just your world.
Right. Fantastic.
Now, if you want to have an isolated nuclear incident, you can have that. We can't stop you there because it's part and parcel of
Yeah.
your learning curve.
We've done that, yeah.
But the idea of total global thermonuclear war, you have on a collective consciousness level already decided that you're not going to do that anyway.
Exactly.
All right.
Okay, last question is, you'll know this from Darryl's consciousness. I am
Yes.
trying to get a new TV show off the ground. My name's Scott.
That sounds exciting for you.
Okay, and the excitement is there,
Yes.
but I have a concern, and I wanted to ask you this personally.
concern?
Yes, about the outcome, of course.
I can't give you that.
I know, but I want to ask you: is the timing about right?
I can't tell you that.
You can't tell me that.
No,
Okay,
it's your timing.
well, my concern is
All
that,
right, I'll give it to you this way.
Yeah.
The timing was perfect until you asked if the timing was right.
Perfect.
And then it wasn't.
Well, let me tell you, my concern is that if, like you, Darryl, and you were to do a spot on this show, it would bring worldwide attention to you both.
That is
and
none
that
of
is a
your
con-
concern.
It's none of my concern.
No.
Thank you.
You can put out whatever invitation you want. If the synchronicity is representative of the best of all concerned, then what needs to happen will happen. But we can't predict that yet because there are things in motion. And we cannot give you definitives that will lock you into a certain path that hasn't been decided by you yet. You cannot rely on the idea of needing certain things in order to know that whatever your vision is will be successful in its own terms, whatever that looks like. You're putting the cart before the horse.
Right. Okay, well, one last quick one,
Yes.
my friend Hans was asking. I've always thought of the universe, the one verse, as being all that is. But you said there can be multi-universes.
It's a multiverse, but that can also, from one level, be seen as one thing, too.
Is that multidimensional you're talking about, or
It is.
places?
Same thing.
Same thing.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Just to let you know that my sons
Speak up so that all may hear you.
yeah, my sons who are in Spain are also very excited that I'm here
All right.
today. I want to ask you a question about what generates the Earth's magnetic field and why do the poles drift and eventually flip?
The molten core. The spinning of the Earth around the molten core, around the solid core, generates an electromagnetic field. But there are fluctuations in the field. There are cycles and perturbations of resonance within the field that have natural cycles of moving around.
So what's the time span of the natural cycle?
It depends on certain things, give or take. You will find that it can be several 100,000 years.
And what is the duration of the actual flipping of the poles once they start drifting?
It's not an absolute. It can vary depending upon many other factors. It has been from time to time as quick as 24 hours. Sometimes it has taken what you would call months, even years.
And when that does happen in a time span of 24 hours, what happens to the Earth itself? I mean,
It depends upon what exists upon the Earth at that time. Because there can be certain effects that will happen to what you would call plant life, animal life, human life, so on and so forth. Depending upon the level of your technology, that may also be affected. It depends.
So what causes those effects?
The idea of interference patterns within the shifting electromagnetic field can cause shifts within the electromagnetic fields of living organisms and also electronic equipment.
Okay, thank you.
Does that help you?
Mm-hmm.
Are you afraid?
No.
All right. Why not?
Just curious.
Oh, all right.
One more question.
Yes.
Yeah. I just need some clarification on reincarnation.
Yes.
From the our Earth linear time perspective.
Yes. It appears to be that you have reincarnation from the linear perspective. It's real as an experience from the linear perspective, but as a description of the mechanism, it's not accurate because everything exists all at once. So the structure, all lives, all experiences exist right now, but you can see them, you can view them, you can experience them as if they happened one after another.
So if they do happen one after another as
they
we
don't
see them,
happen one after another. You can make it seem as if they do, but they don't actually. That's just an experience of the structure from a certain perspective. The structure is that everything exists now. Therefore, what you're experiencing is in your present life, you are making energetic and informational connections to other lives that exist right now, but you interpret those connections as a memory because you're looking at those connections from a linear space-time perspective. But that's an illusion. But it's real as an experience, but it's not real as a description of the mechanism. Does that make sense? Yeah. It's similar to the idea of your film strip. Yeah. When you view a movie, you can shine the projector light through the different frames to create the illusion of time and change and movement and things happening one after another on the movie screen. But the projectionist knows that all the frames exist on the film strip at the same time and can look at several of them at once by holding the film strip up. And can even, if the projectionist wishes, shine the light through those frames in a completely different order that has nothing at all to do with before and now and after.
But what happens to the lives that have not yet been lived?
You're not getting it. They all exist now. They just don't seem to because you haven't gotten to that part in the movie yet from your linear perspective. But they exist right now. Just like the film strip exists even though you might not have watched the movie yet. Just like when you're watching your television and you're watching one program, you know at the same time you're watching that program, there are dozens and dozens of other programs playing at the same time, all at once. You just don't see them because you haven't changed to that channel yet. Same thing. They all exist at once. To put it more clearly, perhaps, you never actually become those people. They exist as their own people. You're not them, they're not you. And you never will be. And they'll never be you. You are you. They are they. But you can make connections to all the beings that exist. And you make those connections from a linear time frame in such a way as to make it seem as if somebody existed long ago, somebody has yet to exist. That's just an illusionary perspective. They all exist now. Did that help?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Can you work with that?
It will take me time.
No, if you say so. Because you're coming from a linear perspective.
Yeah.
So yes, of course, it will take you time. Mm-hmm. But when you understand it from the spirit perspective, you actually see it all at once.
Yeah.
All right?
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
So have fun.
Yeah.
Hello, Bashar. I want to thank
Good
you.
day to you.
I want to thank you for all the help and inspiration over the years.
All right, we thank you as well for the co-creation.
And I tend to rescue things.
I beg your pardon?
I rescue things, just mostly cats. I have a
Yes.
great affinity for them.
Yes.
And generally it works out pretty well. But one of the cats seemed to change very dramatically, very quickly.
Yes.
And I understand their reflection, but I was wondering if there was anything else going on, any way we could help her.
Well, in what way did the cat change?
She all of a sudden changed against the other cats. Everything had been going fine. She'd been with us for a while, but all of a sudden she didn't like cats.
Nothing in the environment changed?
No.
Are you sure?
Not that I know of.
Did one of the cats die
No.
at any time?
No. Mm-mm. There was one cat she seemed to be more against than the others, but now it's more general. But none of the cats died. I mean, no.
One moment. Name the cat.
Maybelline.
You didn't rearrange anything in the environment.
No, not that I know of.
Not that you know of. Is it possible someone else did?
There's only 2 people living in the house, and I would think we would have noticed.
Is the other person living in the house going through some sort of an emotional process?
Not any more
Who's the
than
cat
usual.
closer to?
Me.
Are you about to embark on a different level of an adventure?
I'd say so. We're transitioning.
From
working
what to
environments.
what?
We had traditional jobs, and now we're going into. But she changed before that, and now we're going into having our own business.
It doesn't matter if the cat changed before that. You understand the cats can see farther ahead than you can. You follow?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So the cat may be acting as a barometer of changes to come, but reflecting them in a way that's not yet settled. Is there something within you that's a little unsettled about the changes that are being made?
Oh, yes, definitely. Yes.
Oh, well, gee. What a shock. And what is it you are unsettled about?
Well, it's like, as you said, it's a new adventure.
And
Unknown.
what about the idea that it's a new adventure has to be experienced in what you would call an unsettling or negative way?
It's jumping off into the unknown.
And what's so scary about the unknown in your definitions?
Because it's the unknown.
That's not an answer. That's a cyclic argument. What is so scary about the unknown in your definitions? What's so scary about something being unknown?
It's untested, unproven,
So
no track record.
that doesn't explain why it has to be scary. Many people would find that concept quite thrilling and exciting. That something is new and unproven, unattested. Why isn't that exciting for you? Why is it the cause for trepidation? Don't you trust yourself?
I guess not. I don't know what's going to happen.
All right. Well, what do you think the cat's reflecting?
That, I guess.
Yes. So you're holding on to the idea that if you go into the unknown, you can be surrounded by things that might not go well, that might press upon you, that might attack you, that might put you through negative experiences. Yes?
Yes.
It's unfamiliar territory, and suddenly you don't know where you stand. You're in what you call terra incognita, where everything looks new and unfamiliar, and you don't know how you relate, and you don't know how it relates to you. The cat is simply reflecting your uncertainty in this, but not just uncertainty, fear in the uncertainty. The only thing I guarantee you will ever find in the unknown is more of yourself, because that's all there is. That's all there is in your reality, is just you, different expressions of you, different reflections of you. It's the only thing that can possibly exist in the unknown. So don't be afraid of yourself. Don't be afraid of your environment. Don't be afraid of the change. It's all just going to point you in the direction of discovering more of who you are. That's what the process of life is all about. It's exciting to not know. That's how you discover something new. If it weren't for the idea that you would forget who you are, you couldn't rediscover yourself from a new perspective. Things that exist in a timeless state never change, never find anything new, never experiencing anything new, ever. That's why you create the experience of linear time, so that you can discover something new from a new perspective about yourself, which is ultimately an unchanging being. So you have to fall into the idea that change has to be a constant, and that it's okay for things to change, and it will only ever reveal to you more of what it is you actually want to discover about yourself that you don't know yet. So anything that is unfamiliar to you now will become familiar, and then you'll go toward another unfamiliarity, and another, and another, and another, because that's the process of discovery. Because change is the only constant, aside, of course, from the other 4 laws. Yes?
Yes.
Is this helping?
Yes.
Allow yourself to sit with the cat. Allow yourself to commune with the cat vibrationally, and allow yourself to feel settled into the idea that it's okay to go into the unknown, to go into uncharted waters. That's where the adventure lies. That's where the discovery will be found. Yes?
Yes.
This is a call to adventure. Look at it that way. And share that with the cat, so the cat can go on the adventure with you and you can both have some fun. And then you won't feel surrounded by the terrifying creatures that are drawn on the map. Here there be dragons. You understand?
Yes.
You're creating it to be something to be scared of. It's nothing to be scared of. It's just another version of you. All right?
Okay.
Does this help you?
Yes. Thank you.
Anything else?
No, that's it. Thank you.
All right.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Nice to meet you.
Speak up, speak up.
Okay. I have 3 questions.
Speak
but,
up more.
How many do we have time for?
Speak up. You just used 1 question, asking how many questions do you have time for. So now you have time for 1 less.
2 then. I have had 4 alien contacts.
Yes.
3 in my dream, 1 was not a dream.
All right, and so how exciting.
Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about.
Yes. Go ahead.
They weren't all pleasant, and
I didn't say they had to be pleasant. I said they were exciting. And they can be pleasant, but remember that your own fears are being reflected back to you by the way you are engaging in the encounter.
Actually, I'm not afraid of them at all.
No, I didn't say you were afraid of them. I said there were fears within you that are coming up, which is what makes them unpleasant.
Okay, just some were creepy.
I understand, but that is simply another way of saying they're not familiar,
And disgusting.
if you say so.
Yes.
But you don't need a value judgment on that, because
No.
that's what's keeping you in that state of unpleasantness.
Right. However, the
Yes.
question is,
Yes.
you're talking about having contact in the future, and I believe it's going to happen. But
Yes.
are you saying they're all benevolent? Because that was not my take on the 4 species.
I am not saying that there are not the existence of beings in creation that are less than benevolent.
Mm-hmm.
What I am saying is the individuals you are interacting with are, but they may not necessarily appear to be, because some of them don't relate emotionally in the same way that humans do. And thus they may seem to behave in ways that you feel are very disconnected. But it's not because they're intentionally malicious. It's because you're simply alien to one another in a way that you find disturbing.
So we're in a universe of duality. That means
You're in a trinity. There's always a balance point between the 2 polarities.
Sure, but for every good there is a bad.
Yes. There is a negative and
Can
a positive.
we all be benevolent? There is no
No.
other malevolent species in this universe.
No. There may be universes in which there are none, but in the totality of existence, there always must be polarity, otherwise it's not complete. Again, remember that polarity is not a value judgment. It's just a recognition of positive and negative, mechanically speaking. Positive is that which is integrative, connective, expansive. Negative is that which is segregative, disconnective, contractive. That's all. Now, there are beings who will exemplify these things in ways that may be more emotional, maybe more personal, but fundamentally the idea is that there will always be positive and negative energy. That doesn't mean that someone has to behave in a negative way just because negative energy and negative ideas will always exist. They have the ability to choose. But the idea is, when you know it's a trinity, when you know there's a balance point in the center, and when positive and negative are equal choices, equally valid choices, then you can choose what you prefer to experience, regardless of anyone else's intention toward you. But if you give your power over, then you will experience what they may suggest that you experience, based on the idea that you don't believe you're powerful enough to experience the reality that you prefer.
No, I'm very adamant about not giving my power away.
But yet, you're experiencing some things in what you would call an unpleasant and disgusting way, which means you're defining things from a negative point of view. And that's giving your power away.
All right, let me give you an example.
Oh, all right, by all means.
Well, my last contact was a reptilian.
If you say so.
And of course, with all the contacts that I've had, they do not want to have. In fact, they were surprised that I'm able to see them.
Yes.
And the other ones were surprised with it too.
So what?
They ended it. All I'm saying is that it was not something they wanted me to be aware of.
No,
But that's not the point I wanted to make.
But that's not true.
Okay.
So you're proceeding from a falsehood.
Okay.
They may have been surprised that you could perceive them.
Right.
That doesn't mean that they didn't want you to see them. It simply means that they were not aware that you were at a place where you suddenly could.
Okay.
It's a very different thing from not wanting you to.
Okay, so they were surprised.
Yes.
Gotcha. But then they abruptly left. So I thought maybe they did not want to continue with the contact.
They recognized that you had made a big step and didn't want to give you more at that moment than you believed you could handle.
Gotcha.
Now, isn't that a relatively benevolent thing to do?
There's one that, yes.
A relatively benevolent thing to do?
Yes, but and I didn't say they were all malevolent.
I know.
There was one I had to run away from, and seriously, they chased
Why?
after me. They pointed a gun.
A gun?
Yeah, something that looked like one.
It wasn't.
They chased. When I said I don't want to go with you, they did not take no as for an answer, basically.
You did not take no for an answer.
No, I ran. They chased after me, literally.
Yes, but if you had stood your ground, they would have respected that you knew what you were talking about. You didn't need to run.
All right.
Running invites chasing. Do you understand? Standing your ground and stating your case in a balanced way is something they can respond to as well. But if you run, then they're going to think you want to be chased. Because that's what you're demonstrating.
That's not how I experienced it, but okay.
I know that's not how you experienced it, but I'm telling you why you experienced it the way you did is because of how you're looking at what happens. You're defining it in a negative way that allows you to think that the choice you should make is to run, and that means you're looking at it from a negative perspective, which is why you feel that it's a negative thing. So I'm explaining to you why you're having the feelings you're having. Whereas if you simply come from a positive place and stand your ground and state your case, you'll have a completely different experience with them. Because they're not malevolent. They are, however, very deeply connected to the parts of your psyche that have to do with survival instinct. So when you let your reptilian brain react in a negative way, you're going to get the reflection from them because they're also acting primarily on instinct. And they're reflecting to you the instincts you're giving off from your reptilian brain.
I wasn't scared until they said you must come with us.
So what?
Why must I do anything?
Because they're telling you what you've agreed to do. You're just not remembering.
Well, consciously, I didn't.
I understand. And if you had stood your ground and had a conversation and said, oh, I must come with you, please explain, they would have explained why the sentence was translated that way. Because you're the one insisting on having the interaction too. So all they're doing is reflecting the absolute certainty of the agreement that you have made. You must come with us. That's just the reflection of the agreement that you've made.
Can we rescind these agreements if we choose that?
There is no reason for you to want to if you understand them from the positive point of view, but yes. But recognize that if you rescind them from the negative point of view, all you're doing again is running away. And you will never, ever escape your own fear.
No, I would rescind them because I don't know them and I don't like to have contracts with people I don't know for reasons I don't know.
You made the contracts, and on that level, when you made the contract, you knew what you were doing. So all you're saying is, as a physical persona, you're not trusting the agreements that your higher self has made. Mm-hmm. And that means you're not working with yourself completely either.
But can I be 100% sure of what you just
Absolutely
said?
you can.
How?
By saying you are 100% sure, by taking control of your power, by knowing that the only way that you would make such an agreement is if it actually positively served you. And when you know that, and when you behave like you know that, you will experience that you know that. But until you behave like you know that, you'll experience the opposite. These things, in a sense, are tests to see how strong you are, to see how willing you are to be in concert with yourself and the agreements that you have made, instead of separating and segregating your physical mind so strongly from your higher mind and not allowing yourself to realize that you're in control of this.
So how can we be sure?
I just told you.
No, other than what you're saying.
There is no other way. There is no other way other than to simply decide to be sure. Because what you say in your reality is what sticks. So if you just decide that you're sure you did this for a positive reason, then you will only experience positive and beneficial effects. And if you don't, then that means you're locking back into the negative definitions. Don't do that. And if you don't do that, that's how you can be sure. By stopping yourself from locking into negative definitions, you will be sure. Because then you will only experience everything in a neutral way that you can give positive meaning to. And when you give it positive meaning, you can only get a positive effect regardless of anyone else's intention in the same situation. You exist in your own reality.
Yeah, I believe that.
Well, if you believe that, then understand you can't experience anything you don't agree to experience.
I feel like I haven't because I managed it correctly. I believe I did that.
Then go on believing that and see what happens.
Okay.
But I guarantee you, you will come to a different conclusion the further you investigate this. But for now, wherever you want to be is perfect for you. We're not trying to change your mind. We're just exploring the dynamics of the energy patterns we see within you when you ask the question and when you present the tableau. But I think you will have help in your dream state as well.
Okay.
And it will open up a vista for you that will allow you to see some of these things in a slightly different light.
That would be good.
One of the things that I am allowed to spill the beans on is to remind you that in many of the encounters, in fact, most of the encounters all of you have with different forms of beings, one of those beings is almost always another version of you in another reality. Deal with that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, and yes, pleasant dreams.
Tadeo,
Nania.
we have one more person that's coming up, and then we have a little bit of time left, so we wondered if we could pull a few more names.
Do you have questions from others elsewhere, or only from those present?
Only from those present.
All right.
How many should I choose?
3.
Okay. Dave Shirai. Samantha Howes. And LaShonda Green.
Thank you.
Hi, Bashar.
And you good day.
I have a little bit weird question about my family.
A weird question.
Yeah.
How exciting. Yes?
Okay.
What is your weird question?
I don't see my father for 14 years.
What
and,
location is your father on the planet?
Japan.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
Why have you not seen him for 14 years?
We just stopped talking and...
You stopped talking.
Yeah, I stopped talking because...
All right. Because?
Because he stopped talking too.
You stopped talking because he stopped talking, or he stopped talking and then you stopped talking?
I don't know.
Which is it? Or you both stopped talking simultaneously? You got together and talked about stopping talking? Which is it?
I forget.
It's
that.
all right.
Okay.
I'm just playing with you. The real question is why, not when.
Why?
Yes, why did you stop talking?
Like whenever he like I get him so upset so easy.
No, he chooses to be upset.
Right.
You have no power to upset him that he doesn't agree to abide by. So why does he choose to be upset? And what is he upset about?
About very small things.
Such as?
Such as like...
You understand that when people get upset about small things, they're actually upset about something deeper and bigger. They're just not willing to admit it. And they're using the small things as distractions to keep them from looking at the reason they are actually upset deep down. You understand that? Yes, no, maybe?
Yes.
All right.
Maybe. Yes.
Are you simply saying then that you find that you are vibrationally incompatible with your father at this moment and don't necessarily need to experience that negative energy in your life, and that's why you're not talking? Is that what you're saying? Do you understand what we're saying?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Well, so then you've made a decision to recognize that you may not necessarily be vibrationally compatible right now. Now, if you are excited to communicate with him, regardless of whether he wishes to communicate with you, there are certainly many other ways you can do it. You can send letters and emails and so on and so forth. And you can allow yourself to experience the joy of doing that, even if he chooses not to respond, yes?
Yes.
Well, if that's something that you prefer to do, you can do it. If you don't, then that's fine. But if you have decided that it is really your preference, your highest excitement, not to necessarily communicate with someone who chooses to be negative all the time, then that's your right to do so.
Right.
And you are then demonstrating to him the consequences of the choices that he is making, because if he is choosing to be vibrationally incompatible with you, then communication doesn't occur between you. And that's the consequences of the choice that he's making.
Right.
You have to show people what the consequences are of the choices that they make relative to you, so that you can be authentic with them, so they will know who they're actually in a relationship with. Because if you're just pretending to be who you're not, then they're not in a relationship with you anyway. So what difference does it make whether it is literal or metaphorical? Because if you're not you, they're not in a relationship with you. So if you are authentically you, at least they are in some form of relationship with the real you, even if they choose not to really act on it so much. Mm-hmm. At least you're being authentic and giving them an opportunity, if they wish to form a stronger relationship with you, to choose to do so. But it doesn't mean they have to. You have to be willing to allow him to choose what he wishes to choose, just as you want him to allow you to choose what you prefer to choose. Yes?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Is this all right? Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Is this helping?
Very.
Oh, all right.
Yes. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Anything else?
No.
Oh, all right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Bashar.
And you good day.
Thank you. Oh, closer, sure. So I want to start off with a sharing of
Oh,
something
all
I
right.
learned from you.
All right.
I'm a dentist, and my mom's a dentist too, and I was working in her office, and she has this one unit where the rheostat, you know that thing you press with your foot to make the
All right, we understand the mechanism you are
Right.
describing.
And it would, when you would turn it on, it would not shut off.
Yes.
So I'd be inside a patient's mouth, and this 400,000 RPM thing is kind of running amok, and you have to kind of kick it to get it to stop. And
How
so,
exciting.
Well, that's
How
what I'm
unexpected.
getting at. That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at. So it would make me very kind of anxious and even a bit angry.
Oh.
And then in the middle, as I'm doing this,
Yes.
I thought, well, you know, nothing, as you said, has any intrinsic meaning to it. And so I figured, well, I could choose to think of this any which way I want then.
Yes.
So I stopped and I said, you know, this rheostat has cruise control.
Yes.
And so I just pressed it, and it was much more relaxing to my foot to just kind of put my foot to the side.
All right.
And I felt this rush of energy
Yes.
that was no longer like fearful kind of energy. It was much more kind of joy.
Congratulations.
And I thank you for that. That was a great kind of experience for me. So I'm applying that to everything I can and sharing it with as many people as I can.
Then you are now in alignment and no longer experiencing that you've bitten off more than you can chew.
Thank you for the pun.
All right, you're welcome.
And the other thing I wanted to ask you about
Yes.
is, so I have a really strong affinity about being a contact
Wait a
specialist.
minute. Wait a minute.
Yes?
That did not get the groan it really deserved.
What?
Come on. Bitten off more than you can chew. Oh. Thank you. We know a bad pun when we hear one.
Right. We got plenty of them, too.
And it's fun to groan at them. That's what they're for.
So,
Yeah.
again, having this strong affinity to being a contact specialist, I love your stories, your shares about what you've learned from other civilizations, like with
Yes.
the Thuk and et cetera. And I'm wondering if you have some more that you can share with me.
Do you remember the most recent one we talked about in the Inside Out universe? Because we're still very
Yes.
deeply exploring that.
Yes, exactly. So others like that.
Nope. Not at this timing.
Okay.
It's not appropriate for this moment, but there are others we will share upcoming.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. I love you.
Thank you. Our love to you as well.
Cheers.
Hi, Bashar.
Andy, you good day.
So my latest excitement and something that I resonate with a lot
Yes.
is a book that's come out called The Soul's Plan.
The Soul's Plan.
And it talks about pre-birth planning.
Pre-birth planning. Yes.
And I'm fascinated with this idea, but it also causes me a lot of anxiety.
I beg your pardon. Would you like to rephrase that?
I'm excited about this idea.
And sometimes you choose to buy into negative definitions that generate anxiety within you.
Yes.
It doesn't cause anything.
Yes. I
All right.
choose to be anxious about
Thank you for your honesty. Now that you are willing to be responsible for what you are experiencing, you are empowered to do something about it, because you can't change what you're not willing to own.
Yes.
Because if you're saying, well, the book did this to me, what are you going to do? Tear the book to pieces? You're still going to be anxious. But if you own it, you can change it.
Yes.
All right.
I agree.
And so
And so I get anxious. I choose to be anxious about certain ideas related to whether I have the ability to create certain things, or whether they've already been, whether my highest self has already chosen them before I've.
Who cares? Every single appointment that has already been made will play out in the proper timing that it needs to. Why do you have to know when that might be, as long as you trust that it will happen when it needs to? You can't miss the appointments that have been made, except if you spend your time and energy worrying if you will miss the appointments that you've been made. That's the only way to miss the appointments. If you don't worry you'll miss them, you can't miss them.
Okay.
Does that help?
That helps.
All right, but not enough.
I will.
What are you still anxious about?
Sometimes I think about this in terms of my clients that I help, who I'm trying to empower to realize that they have the ability to heal themselves.
And you also have this power for yourself?
Yes.
All right.
And in the book, they just have a lot of stories about people who like choose certain things, including illnesses, before they come in to experience a certain thing.
Yes.
So
what are you anxious about?
Whether I'll be able to help.
Of course you can help.
Okay.
Did you yourself not hear yourself say that they actually heal themselves?
Yes.
Well, then all you need to do is give off the vibration of your intention to help, and give off the vibration that you believe best represents their healed state, but they still have to match the frequency in order to experience the healing, don't they?
Yes.
And what if someone comes in with an absolute belief that they cannot be healed? Won't you allow them to have that manifestation of not being healed as what they wished to have? Being the compassionate healer that you wish to be? Will you not allow them their choices? Or you will insist that they must be healed?
I will allow them their
Then
choices.
what's your worry? Because you know that you are doing the best you can to provide an atmosphere and an environment that they can choose to match that will be representative of the healed state. And simultaneously, the energy you're giving off is so unconditionally supportive and loving that you will even allow them to choose not to be healed. That's how much loving support you are giving off. Therefore, you will have done everything you could possibly do. Yes?
Yes.
And that's all you can do. So if you're doing all you can do, what is there to be anxious about?
I agree.
Thank you. Does this help you?
It does.
Anything else?
Yes.
Yes.
There's another new energy healing modality that I'm working with and I'm really excited about.
All right, a permission slip.
A permission slip.
Which is what?
It's called the emotion code, and it helps remove sort of trapped emotions that people have in their body.
There's really no such thing as trapped emotions.
Okay.
But there are definitions that may make it appear so.
Okay.
Understand the profound difference between those two statements?
Can you expand
There
on...
is no such thing as trapped emotions, but there are definitions that may make it appear so. That statement right there is freeing, because you know there are no such things as true trapped emotions. So you're already starting ahead of the game by knowing that the only way someone could experience it as if there are trapped emotions is if they have a definition that makes it appear so, and then you know exactly what to work with, that definition that makes it appear so. Because once they find that definition and identify it and let it go, they will no longer feel emotionally trapped. That's how it works. You have discovered the mechanism itself that needs to be dealt with that will allow for a change in experience. How freeing is that? The correct definition is a description of the actual mechanism you need to work with. The correct definition is actually a description of the mechanism you need to work with. Does that help?
It does.
But
I'm going to process that because I want to know it and not just know it intellectually. So
All right.
I'm going to work with that.
All right.
There's a specific type of thing called a heart wall. I know you've spoken before about how our hearts are connected.
Yes.
Does that concept, and I may be defining it incorrectly, but the process of removing someone's heart wall that's keeping them from energetically like connecting with other people.
Excuse me one moment, I'm laughing. All right. By the way,
Yes.
if you're going to buy into the definition and concept of such a heart wall, I just showed you how to dissolve it.
Okay.
Laughter. Get them to laugh, it'll dissolve. And it will show itself for the smoke and mirrors that it is. Yes?
Yes.
Does this help?
It does.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bashar.
Thank you for the heart to heart.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Hi. I wanted to ask about, I've been working with the mirror work, sort of.
The mirror.
Well,
Are you talking about the psychomantium?
I was
Or are
doing.
you talking about the exercise we gave you at the beginning?
I was doing the psychomantium, but recently, over just this last week, I've been doing something similar to, well, really just staring into my eyes.
All right. Then you
But-
have a good head start on the permission slip that we gave you tonight.
Yeah, and I just have a question. See,
Oh, all
I wear
right. I knew there was
contacts.
one in there somewhere.
So I'm not sure if I'm seeing things, but I know that.
Well, of course you're seeing
Well,
things.
yeah.
But it depends upon what you mean by seeing. Are you saying, are you crazy? Of course you are.
Yeah, I know I'm crazy, but
All right.
you know.
But crazy in a good way.
Yeah.
Well, then
Yeah,
the
that's
things
the
that you
thing.
see when you're crazy in a good way are crazy good.
That's probably why I keep doing it. But it's sort of like, well, sometimes as I'm looking, like,
Yes.
my vision, it can get like real dark.
Yes.
And after it gets dark, it's like my face, I don't know, my appearance change. It's like, I don't know, it's
Yes.
like some parts of my face become highlighted, and then
Yes.
like sometimes my
All right,
eyes
all right,
seems
all
different.
right. I'll give you a little bit more background on why this technique is the way it is designed to be. Remember that when we're talking about permission slips, there are many different forms of permission slips, and one of the strongest ones that many of you gravitate to are what are called tarot cards, or other things that have imagery on them that you can learn to read. Remember that you're a multidimensional being. When you stare into the mirror, you're starting to create your image in the form of a tarot card of you and all the multidimensional aspects of your greater being. So from time to time, just as people who read tarot cards say, when they look at a picture, sometimes one thing will stand out that tells them what to say. And when they look at the same card another time, another thing will stand out from the very same card that will tell them what to say. Sometimes things stand out they actually swear they never saw before on that card, and it will tell them what to say. You're turning your own image into a tarot card in this technique, and are more capable of seeing all the different dimensions of the different people that may be part of the same oversoul that you are an extension from, tapping into the greater being that you are. And so of course it's natural that from time to time you might see your shape change to take on the qualities of other aspects of the greater being of which you are a part.
Okay.
Does that help?
That does help. And I did feel that that it was part of me. Like, it was still my reflection, of course, everything
Yes, but it's also a bigger reflection of more of you.
is. Okay.
So in other words, it's giving you a little tiny bit of an ability to have a little tiny glimpse of what the oversoul sees when it sees all of its projections at once. But it's being given to you in a way you can handle within your linear space-time frame of reference. Okay. A little bit here and a little bit there. Don't be, as you say, freaked out if suddenly you actually begin to see more than one face at a time.
Okay.
That might be a natural extension of how you might use this permission slip. Doesn't mean it has to happen for everyone that way. You'll all have your own unique way of expressing the idea of a reflection of more of you. But nevertheless, that might be one of the ways in which some of you will experience more awareness of more of yourself.
Okay.
Does this help?
That does help. Also,
Mirror, mirror on the wall.
I know.
Who's the fairest of us all? We all are!
And then there's, well, sometimes, like, if I'm looking directly,
Yes.
and I sort of get the attention, sometimes it looks like my eyes don't move.
Yeah.
And then sometimes
Yes.
it seems like my hand moves, or
Yes.
like in the corner of my eye, my mouth will be moving. But
What's different about what you're saying than what I already told you?
Well, I remember the last time we had a conversation when I was up here talking, and
Yes.
you mentioned spiritual cookies.
Yes.
And I don't know, I feel, I guess, impatient because
Why are you impatient? That means you're not living in the present. You're not enjoying what is in front of you. You're in a rush to get somewhere else. You don't actually need patience if you're living in the moment. And if you don't need patience, you will never be impatient. By enjoying everything that happens because you know whatever's happening needs to be happening and extract the most from it that you can, then you won't need to be patient. And if you don't need to be patient, you won't experience impatience. Impatience is trying to be somewhere you're not.
Yes.
Well, you can't be somewhere you're not. You can pretend to be somewhere you're not, but you can't actually be somewhere you're not. So the sooner you realize there's nowhere else you can be but here and now, and sooner you realize that everything that happens here and now has a purpose to serve you, and extract from it what that purpose is, what that reflection's about, then when you use that moment up for what it is, that's when the moment can present something new to you. But the paradox is that the longer you refuse to exist in the moment, the longer it takes to experience the next moment. You're the one slowing it down and creating the need for patience, which then generates impatience by not living in the moment and being okay with whatever's going on in the moment.
Okay.
Which is another way of saying you don't trust the way your life unfolds. Understand?
Yes.
Is this helping?
Yes.
Did that open your eyes?
Yes, it did.
All right. Then when you look in the mirror next time, look with your new eyes. All right?
Thank you.
And you will see something different. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nania? Yes. We are thus ready to extend our deep appreciation to everyone. And we bid you an exciting good day.
All you will ever discover in the deepest, darkest, most fearsome abyss.